We're still not any clearer on the story beats going into Season 17 of Destiny 2. I thought by now we would have a trailer, but it appears that Bungie is waiting until the 11th hour to get everyone hyped about what's coming next in the world of Destiny 2. But today I'm going to have a look at some of the potential storylines for Season 17 and round up all the interesting story threads we got open at the moment. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, before we get started, it'd be great to hear from you. What do you want to see from the story next season? Do you want them to continue the storyline from the Witch Queen and Season 16? Or do you want Bungie to pick up another story beat they left behind in Beyond Light? Well, with that out of the way, let's have a look at what Bungie could focus on. So first of all, we've got Rasputin and SIVA. We've not really heard too much from Rasputin since he was turned off by the arriving pyramid ships back in November 2020 when Beyond Light was released. Where Rasputin played a big part before Beyond Light, identifying the pyramid ships at the edge of space and providing the in-game countdown timer as to when they would arrive in Season of the Worthy. Well, later, Rasputin would help us by shooting a Cabal ship from the sky in the end of season live event. Well, since the start of Beyond Light, we've only really heard about Anna and Rasputin in the lore. Anna managed to escape with Rasputin, and she's been working with the splicers to build Rasputin an exo body. While Rasputin could be evolving from a huge supercomputer found in a vault on Mars to an active NPC that we can talk to. Bungie has created some concept art that depicts Rasputin as an exo, but we haven't seen that come into focus just yet. Well, the return of Rasputin could also see the return of SIVA, something fans have been wanting to see for a very, very long time. There has been some lore in the Witch Queen detailing something called Nefeli Stronghold, a location that Rasputin has been hiding for years. That could also be a clue to Rasputin's location or another location of significance. Now, Myelin Games, he's got a great video explaining the lore about Rasputin, and I'll link that video down below in the comments. It's a really, really good watch. Well, next up, we've got Lord Saladin and the Cabal. So in Season 16, we've seen Lord Saladin join forces with the Cabal, led by Calus. So Saladin hasn't just joined the Cabal, but he's been promoted too. Initially, when he first went over, he was named as Brachus Forge, but now he's known as Valus Forge, because he keeps dominating the Cabal in combat. So here's an entry from Destinypedia about Lord Saladin. Well, Lord Saladin quickly got to work as Brachus on the Empress's War Council, discovering that the Cabal is more disorganized than originally believed. However, since becoming a Brachus, many of the Cabal would disagree with Saladin's addition to the War Council, being challenged 6 times in a rite of proving. Saladin would win all the rites, including against a bodyguard of another member of the council, leading an impressed Empress Keitel to promote Saladin as Valus. In addition to the Empress's recommendation, Saladin organised a tournament similar to the Iron Banner for the Cabal, even calling the contestants his Iron War Beasts. However, despite proving himself and having the Empress's support, many would still object to having an Iron Lord a member of the War Council, leading to an entire cruiser to defect from the Empress's fleet. Well, it really sounds like Valus Forge is doing pretty well, but it does beg the question as to what is going to come next. Are we going to see the Cabal's influence in the Iron Banner next season? We know Saladin is coming back for the new and improved Iron Banner in Season 17, but what next for Keitel? I think we're just going to have to wait and see, and then we'll find out. Well, next up, we've got the 9. So back in Season 6, the 9 featured heavily alongside the Drifter. So the 9 showed the Drifter visions of a future universe consumed by the darkness. What with the Witness coming for us in Lightfall, will the 9 have a part to play? Well, the last time we saw the 9 was in Season of Arrivals, just before Beyond Light. During Season of Arrivals, the Prophecy Dungeon that was released, and Guardians there accomplished various tasks given by the 9 in hopes of retrieving an audience with them, and then when you finally beat the boss in that audience, Guardians seek to understand the nature of the darkness to the best of the 9's ability in describing it. And the answer to this question is given by the emissary on behalf of the 9. Well, the answer was interpreted by the Drifter as the 9 stating the difference between the light and the dark, and it was ultimately meaningless. Along with their answer to the player's question, they also foretold the use and the balance of the darkness in stasis, and the disappearance of Mars, Mercury, Io, and Titan. And also the Guardians' inevitable clash with Eramis, Kell of Darkness, and at the time, an unknown Cabal threat. And that is a nice segue into my next point, And next up, we're going to talk about Calus. So talking of this unknown Cabal threat, clues about Calus's whereabouts plus his alignment with the Witness have been all over Season 16. There's clues in the Vox Obscura mission on the Throne World, and also before the Witch Queen 2 with the exotic mission on the Tangled Shore aboard the Glycan. It appears as if Calus is out there, and there's definitely going to be a reckoning with Keitel at some stage. Calus has spoken directly to the darkness, and it appears as if Calus is a disciple to the Witness, much like Rolk. So I don't know if this means Calus is going to show up in a pyramid ship, but it is possible, as the disciples are supposed to be captaining these pyramid ships. Some of Keitel's Cabal have been defecting to Calus's brood, with the rogue scion attempt on Zavala's life in Beyond Light. Well, next up we got Mithrax and the Elixni. So we last saw Mithrax in Season of the Splicer, and mainly we've become pretty good friends with the Elixni these days. They hang out in the tower, and we don't really actively seek them out to fight them in story terms. However, at the end of the Beyond Light campaign, one Elixni was left frozen at the end of the story by an all-consuming stasis power. Or perhaps Eramis returns, thaws out, and maybe aligns with the darkness. We recently saw a screenshot from Bungie's Iron Banner preview, and although that screenshot was altered with the Guardians removed only minutes after it being posted, we did get a glimpse of that Iron Banner armour and weapons, and we could see some fallen symbols on there. Exactly how and why we would be fighting the Elixni once again is a little bit of a head scratcher, but we don't have long to wait to find out. Well, finally, we've got the big one, and that is Savathun. So we had the death of Savathun at the end of the Witch Queen campaign. Given her ghost Imaru got away at the end there, in theory, Savathun could come back. Now, apparently, Savathun's body is being guarded somewhere safe, so if her ghost does come back, then it's going to be hard to resurrect her. Now, Savathun does seem like a likely candidate to return, especially with the Witness coming our way with a huge fleet of pyramid ships. Now, I think we're going to need all the help that we can get, and unconventional allies may be the order of the day. Given the Traveller willingly gave the Hive the light, well, that could mean an active truce with the Cabal, Hive, and also the Elixni too. Well, let me know down in the comments what you want to see from next season regarding the story. Do you want to see any of the story threads here, or have I missed something obvious? Share your thoughts down there in the comments with the community. Well, that is it for this Season 17 story predictions and clues in Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.